Hey guys, what's going on? Braxton Rides here. Figured I'd do a cool little moto vlog today about some funny stories I've had growing up. And some really cool stories as well. Like Christmas stories and all that cool stuff. So, that's just what I'm going to talk about today. Some crazy stories. There are a ton of crazy stories, but there's one crazy story that I remember, and it was a real bad. It wasn't good. So I'll demonstrate because I'm able to, because we were actually messing with our cars. Now I was not in my car, I was in my buddy's car, and I was just kind of doing my own thing. I was like, dang, I don't feel, something ain't gonna go, something bad's gonna happen. Basically what I was saying. I was like, I'm not about to drive and get in trouble, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna hop in my buddy's car, and then my other friend came over and he had a Jeep. And so he had his Jeep, my buddy had his little Ranger, and so we're just mobbing, or we're not mobbing, we're just kind of goofing around at the house. And so what happens is we're out just looking at our cars, because my buddy just got a sub in his, so we were like, oh yeah, we thugs. And we're out there looking at it, and me and my buddy, we start going, and I'll show you. It was pretty bad. I'll tell you what though, it was funny. It was really funny. I'm gonna go in this neighborhood next door just because those guys were eyeing me the other day. God, these pants too I don't like. They flap too much in the wind. I feel like my choke is on. There we go. So, basically, we're kind of driving around, we're kind of screwing around, we're staying in my neighborhood, and what we end up doing is, I'll go in this cul-de-sac over here, because I live in a cul-de-sac, so, basically, we're both in there in our cars, and we are basically this is exactly what we were doing. We were literally just going in circles. That's literally all we were doing. And so we're going in circles in the car right there. We have two cars going, and we're just going in circles, just cruising. And we're like, oh dang, dude, someone's gonna get hit. And so we stop, and my buddy hops on my other friend's Jeep on the hood. Or no, first he hops on the Ranger's hood, and we start kind of going, just messing around. And we're kind of going, the fastest we get is this, and then we slowly turn around and whatnot, and my buddy hops on my friend's Jeep, and he hops on, he's on the hood holding on, and my friend is like, dude, this is so funny, let's go. So he floors it down the street. He's going like 50 or 40, around there, you know, and my buddy's like, stop, and he's banging on the window. And he's like, fine, and he turns around, and he does it again, coming back, and he stops, and he pulls a U-turn in the cul-de-sac, and what happens is when he pulls the U-turn, my buddy flies out the hood, and we were behind him, driving, in my buddy's Ranger, and we almost ran him over. It was pretty sketchy. It was freaking scary. Because we were like, oh my god, dude, and his whole right side was scratched, his arm was all beat up, his right shoe was all screwed up, it sucked. I was like, and that's why I didn't drive, you cunt. Yeah, my mom was pissed. The hazards on. Tree! Oh, it's Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree. But, yeah, it was, my mom was so mad. She came out, what the hell are you doing? You guys are a bunch of idiots. I'm going to take all your cars away, and I'm telling your parents. And I was like, Mom, take it easy. She's like, no, I'm not going to take it easy. You could have killed someone. I was like, I wasn't driving. Don't get that at me. She's like, they're your friends. I was like, oh. oh my God, you guys have seen what I said? Oh, take it easy. She was like, no. So, everyone kind of left after that because it was really awkward. Everyone's like, God, dude, your mom's ticked. I was like, I know, it's because we almost just ran you over. And the worst part about that whole thing is like, right when he fell off and he was on the ground, my mom and her friend walked out. And it wasn't too good. It was pretty bad. It goes into neutral when I don't need it to, and when I need it to go into neutral, it doesn't go in. But yeah, it wasn't good. That guy's just chilling, just sleeping. Chill. Bad. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. That's what that girl was singing right there. Let's open this up and get some of this fresh air ropes up in my helmet. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but I got my phone mounted right here. I figured I'd try it out, see how it works, and you guys are wondering, why does he have a headphone cord running from his phone into his helmet? The reason is because there's no plug on the camera to have an external mic. So basically, I start recording this, and I match them up in my editing software. And so I just shut the volume off on the camera, and I use the volume on my phone, you know, to record my voice so I'm able to talk to you guys. Just so it's not quiet and I have to put music and get it all copyrighted and everything, and too much work. So, alright, now some crazy cop stories. Cops suck. And honestly, like, they aren't that bad. I've thought about being a cop, and I've honestly been like, you know what, dude? I know so many people that are police officers, like, you know, older, like that my parents know. They could probably easily hook me up and easily become a cop. But, I mean, like, I don't think I'm down to do all that work just to become a cop and everyone to hate me. So, that's why I just kind of was like, yeah, screw it, I'm not going to be a cop. Alright, so crazy cop stories. I will tell you the first time I got pulled over. CHEAAAH! So the first time I got pulled over, I was literally right over there. Right on this main road, over there. Whoa. And so basically what happened was, I might know that kid. Fuck those speed bumps. Alright, so what happens is, I'm leaving, I'm driving my parents home from a party. You know, I literally just got my permit. And so I'm driving my parents home from a party, and cop pulls me over. Flips the UE at a light, and I was like, ah, dang it. I barely had my license for 6 months. Choo! That guy was like looking at me like he wanted me or some shit. What the hell? And, alright, so back to the story. So basically, I pull out. Now, well, my signal's on like an idiot. So let's just say you pull out, and that's the light that the cop flipped a U-turn on me and pulled me over. So I'm going, and basically what happened is he pulled me over because technically he said I was going too slow. And, so he pulled me over. He's like, hey, how's it going, man? I'm like, good. It's like 1 in the morning. He's like, license registration? I'm like, oh my God, I've never done this before. What do I do? And so I get my license. My mom's like, here's registration. Here's proof of insurance and all that. And then I was like, here you go. He's like, thanks, man. He's like, he comes back up to the window. He's like, well, I'm going to give you a warning. I was like, really? Really? A warning? He's like, yeah, because, you know, you're driving your parents home and stuff, but you were going 35. And when I passed that light, I was going 45. He was just being an ass. He's like, you were going 35 and you 35? And I was like, fuck you, bitch. No, I wasn't. I was going 45. I didn't say that to him, obviously. I was like, yes, officer, please, I'm so sorry. I'll pay you, you just, you know. And then that's what happened. And then I have another story for you. Another real good story. So this is when I was working. I'm not, obviously, I don't know if you guys know, but I'm not working right now. They didn't need me anymore. Let's just say that. And so basically what happened is I was coming back from work. And I was kind of in a rush. My mom's like, "Can you leave at 4? We have dinner. We're having dinner with some old friends of ours." And so I was like, "Yeah, sure. I'll get out of here at 4. My boss would let me go till 4:30 because I had to finish some stuff, and that's about what time I finished, you know. I was like, whatever. I was like, I'll do that real quick. Knock it out. I'm leaving. I'm like, crap. I'm late. They called me. Where are you? I'm on my way. All right, hurry up. So I'm going about 50, 55, you know. Nothing, like, I'm not flying like crazy. And so I'm weaving, and I'm not weaving. That's later. I was leaving. I take a left out of the place where I work. I go a mile. I take another left. And I go another half mile. And a cop flips a U, or no, he doesn't flip it. God, I'm so mixed up. God damn. So I'm cruising, right? And so there's a car in front of me like this. There's a car there and a car there, and I'm able to fit through. So I was like, "Excuse me, cunt, excuse me." And without signaling, I went through. And that guy was an undercover cop, so I cut him off, and I didn't signal. And so he flipped his lights on. I was like, "No way, that's not a fucking cop." I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And so I was like, I pull over, and the cop comes up. He's like, "Are you fucking stupid?" I was like, "What?" I was like, "What did you just say to me?" He's like, "Are you fucking stupid?" I was like, "Bitch, no, I'm not. I'm late for dinner." And that is exactly what I said. I was like, "I'm late for dinner." I mean, my mom told me to leave at 4. I left at 4:30. I'm late. I haven't seen these friends in a while. And I was late for dinner. And the cop's like, "That's not a good enough excuse, you dumbass. You don't go cut people off and not signaling." I was like, "You need to calm down, because you're talking to me like I'm some fucking toddler when I'm not. You're just being an asshole." And I was like, "You know what?" I was like, "I'm sorry. I understand. My mistake. I didn't signal. I'm in a rush trying to get somewhere. We've all been in that situation." The cop's like, "Yeah, well, that's not a good enough excuse. That's not good enough. That's not good." I was like, "All right, bro, screw you." And so then he's like, "That's registration." I give him all that crap. And then we go back to he walks back to his car. I'm sitting there. I'm like, shit. I do not need a ticket right now. Because at that time, I couldn't afford it. So he comes back up. He's like, brings his clipboard, his man board. He's like, "I need you to sign right here." I was like, "Sign right here?" I'm like, "What am I signing for?" He's like, "Well, you're signing for 2 citations, speeding, and not signaling 3 times in a row." I'm like, "What the fuck? You're gonna give me a ticket for not signaling when you're already throwing a speeding ticket on me?" I was like, "Fuck you, cunt." And so I was like, "You know what, whatever, dude. I'm late. I need to get to dinner and all that." So I signed it, and I was like, "Damn, that's gonna be expensive." And so I get home, and I'm like, "Mom, I got 2 tickets." She's like, "Oh my God, you whore." No, she didn't do that. She's like, "Really?" And I told her, I was like, "Look, I was going 55. He put me over for going 55. And I was like, "Really, dude?" My mom was like, "That makes no sense." So we called a friend of ours. He's a cop. So we asked him, "Hey, which one should we fight if we fight in court?" He's like, "What's the officer's name?" Officer McCringleberry or some shit. I don't even know. And he's like, "Oh, that's the sergeant. He will go to court." So I wouldn't fight any of them. I'd just take a traffic school. I was like, "Really? I don't want to do that." And he's like, "Yeah, but it'll get off your record and it'll make your insurance not as expensive." I was like, "Yeah, screw it, why not?" So I do one. So I go and do one, and I do the first one. The first one was 4 hours. And then they're like, "Oh, you need to do another one because you got a ticket when you were under 18. This is a month before I turned 18. They're like, "Yeah, you're under 18. You have to do another one because you're under 18. I was like, "All right, sure." But guess what? This one was 8 hours. I was like, "What the fuck? You're telling me I gotta do another one?" because I'm 18, not 18. And they're like, yeah, dude, you know, that's just the law. That's the law. You just have to do what the law says. I'm like, oh my god, this is stupid. So I went and did it, and actually it wasn't that bad, but bull crap. I have another cop story. Man, me and cops, I don't know, we don't get along. Like, if I'm not in my car, I get along fine. I go up and ask them questions. Like, I asked some guy about, you know, like the lights on this bike, like in Motovlog 5 Part 2. I, like, talk to him because I want to know, like, what's right and what's wrong. And in the car is awful because they just pull me over right away. So, I don't know if you guys have seen my car before, but it's technically an SUV. I call it a truck, but see, it's funny because if I call it a truck, everyone's like, whoa, man, that's an SUV. That's not a truck. And so I'm like, well, look, it's basically a truck with a cover on the back, like a big old like tunnel cover or something. And I was like, and they're like, nope, don't count. I was like, whatever. So I called the car, and everyone's like, that's not a car, bro. So, okay, so my car basically, it's a 4Explorer, it's blacked out, I have a pre-runner bumper on it, LED bar on the lower, by the fog light level, and then one on top. And I blacked, okay, so this is what you do, like plasti dip, that shit, it's dope, but I had it to the point where light didn't even shine out, and I did it on the headlights and on the taillights. And no light was getting through that shit. So, let's do some tunnel exhaust. So nothing was shining through. So, Jack in the Box. So, basically, I'm on my way to school for welding. I go to a trade school for welding, and I'm driving, la 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 la, you know, listening to whatever. Whoa! Look at that. God, that's awful. That sucks. Alright, so basically, I'm on my way. I literally get to the school. I take a left, and a cop was sitting in the neighborhood, like, he was sitting right there, and I drove past him. My headlights were off, so they looked black. Black as that truck up there. And I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get stopped. I am not in the mood right now to get stopped. But guess what? I get stopped. So, cop pulls me over, and actually, he was actually pretty cool. He wasn't that big of a douche. He was like, hey man, he's like, you know that these lights are illegal, what you did? I was like, oh really? I didn't know that. You know, when I did, I was just seeing if I can get away with it. He's like, is there a way you can take that off? I'm like, I can when I get home. I can use, you just take it off with Goo Gone. You just soak it in Goo Gone, and it just wipes off with a paper towel. And he's like, oh, okay, man. He's like, look, I'm not going to give you a warning or anything. Just go home and do that. I was like, thanks, man. And literally, I parked, like where I normally park at the school. I parked, and then I sat there, shut the car off. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I go to school here. He's like, oh, well, these are illegal. And I got out, and I was like, yeah, look, I can take it off. So I took it off, and then I went and got legit stuff to paint it with. But me and cops don't really get along too well. And then, oh, another sketchy thing is, my car, I have limo tint on every window except the windshield, which everybody knows that's illegal, but I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. So, I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna leave it. I did it myself, it turned out pretty shitty. Like, now it's starting to peel and whatnot, but I'm kinda like, you know what? Screw it. I'm not gonna redo it, so I just leave it on there. And it sucks because, like, I can't see out of it at night, and when it's fucking cold as shit, I have to leave them up, and literally every turn I take, I hit a curve, because I'm like, oh, okay, sweet, let's go. And then I turn early, and I'm like, oh, shoot, you know. And, woo! Right side of the road! Choo! Oh, there's only kids in that. But, yeah, so it's sketchy because I'm always driving by cops and stuff, and I gotta roll them down. Like when that first ticket I got, the 2 tickets that I was telling you about, I actually got, right when he pulled me over, I rolled my front 2 windows down right away. Because they were limo tinted at that time, and I was like, fuck that shit. And you know why I pulled you over? I was like, yeah, you could give me 3 tickets, but I'll able to take 2, please. And the tickets were $600. God, that was stupid. Cops, man, just giving the state more money that they don't need. But God, dude, let me tell you what. Stupid. That's another thing with this too. Is literally I've had 2 encounters of cops. I was riding around. Where was I? Last night. I decided not to do motovlog. I was just gonna ride around, you know, kind of cruise, listen to music. And I was cruising. I'll actually go show you guys what happened. And you guys saw in Motovlog 5 Part 2 where I passed that cop that was sitting in my neighborhood. And screw that. So, yeah, I passed that one cop. I'm just cruising 25. I ain't trying to, like, blow my engine. Woo! 35, yeah! So, I wouldn't mind having a truck like that, but I am set on buying a bike when I get home. So I'm going up to Minnesota, like I've told you guys, to work, and I'm supposed to make a shitload of dough. So I'm hoping I got a buddy selling a Kawasaki 250, which honestly I'll take a 250. I'll throw a pipe on it and do some other stuff to it. Alright, so back to my story. So I'm coming in over here. CHEAAAH! And so I'm coming down here, and I'm like, you know, I'm just cruising. There's a cop sitting right here. I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, see you later, nigga. So I was like, see you, me. And then I went this way. Jump up! Nope! Man. Yeah, and I was like, screw that, dude. I'm not about to mess with that. So I was like, and went the other way, so he couldn't run my plate. Now, dude, that jack has been there for days. But now I want to find out if I want to get insurance on this thing. It's only like $150 a year, and actually, it's probably cheaper than that. Because Baker X Derek said he pays $250 a year or a month or some shit for both of his bikes, and he has a 636 and a DR200. And since this is smaller than a DR200, then it would probably be even cheaper to mob. But so guys, you guys know what to do. I've told you this every video. Like, subscribe, finger the booty hole. Nope, don't do that. Comment on, give me a funny story of you were screwing around with friends, or you were actually, screw this, I'm going left. Or just give me a funny story of you guys when you were screwing around, or you were being stupid, or even a crazy cop story. That top mine, son. That's the challenge. If you can top mine, I'll send you a Braxton ride sticker. I'm in the process right now too of making stickers. I have I gotta get them made. They'll be blue. It'll be a darker blue than that. It'll be like my gloves. Well, nah, it's darker than that though. Where's a dark blue? I don't know. It's just dark blue. It's kind of like that truck, but way more bluey. It's not so faded. So guys, you guys have a real good day, and don't forget to go check out my you know, my other guys I watch. Go check out what's his name, Baker X Derek, Arson Rides, and all those cool guys. So you guys have a real good day. CHEAAAH! Later, guys.